Hi guys, I'm back. And this time I am going to be doing a little series of how I make a junk journal. It's going to be a soft cover journal. So you guys can see more or less how I do it, because I've had a lot of requests. And we're going to start off by making the cover and adding the signature and all the ephemera. So it's going to be in parts. So I am working with Calico Collage One Fine Day, I think it is. Yes, One Fine Day's journal kit. I have all my papers already to save on time, and I'll show you how I put them together. So these are all my main pages that I'm going to be using. Hold on, let me see if I can go up a little. Okay, let's bring this up so you guys have a better view. Okay, so these are my main pages, and I already got all different things that I want to add, like vintage book pages, different kinds. I have a piece of wallpaper, more vintage book pages, I love this one, it's so cute. So I went into that little book and I got music, and then my coffee dye papers. These Edith Holden. So let's fold this up. So I have vellum. Let me fold it. I hope it's not too boring. If it is boring, let me know and I won't continue. And I won't be offended. So this is onion skin paper. I found this at a thrift store. It's typewriting paper. So I want 2 of those. And then I have just regular lined paper. And I have tracing paper. I like to add different types of papers. And then I have some graph paper. I don't know, I just like to add different papers. And then I have my coffee dye paper, which can't be left out. I like the crunchy and the color of it. So I wish I knew how to edit, because I would definitely fast forward this, but I don't know how to do that. And I have this large image, but I like it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut this piece off and kind of make it to where it's more or less the size of this. So hold on just a minute, because that's what I'm gonna do right now. There we go. So that's better. That's more like the size of a regular page. Then I have these little pages, because I like to have half pages in the journal. So it's just like a mixture of sizes and textures and different pages. It just gives interest to the journal, instead of it being just like one solid, you know, page style. I have this too. So we'll see how much of these pages we'll put in. If I end up not using them, then I can always save it for another journal. So then we have our little pages here. And then this I'm gonna fold in half. And then I have this and all these pages. So let's start putting our signature together, because I put the signature together before I make the cover. So these are my main pages. I want this one to be the first one. And I always like it to be followed by a coffee dye paper. And I can add this one, the vellum. Then I will look around and maybe I'll add this one there. And maybe the wallpaper. And another main page. And then followed by another coffee dye paper. And let's do the Edith Holden. And let's do the graph. And this one. Another main page. Another coffee dye paper. So then we're going to see how much we can fit in here. Let's use the music. And let's use another coffee dye, another main page. And another coffee. Let's do this one. And let's do this one. And let's do the onion skin paper. Another main one. Let's do this one. And let's do this one here. Let's do another main one. Another coffee dyed one. Let's do this one. So I think we'll just do this one. And this kit is pretty big, so I think that's all I want. Oh, okay. But let's see, we put this other main one in here, like right in here. Yep, and that's pretty good, right? So all these other ones I am just going to save. I do want to add these because it's birds. And there's a lot of birds in this kit. So let's add these little guys, and these half little ones. And let me see, do I have any more bird ones? Yep, I have some bird ones. So let's take these out because I want to include these in, definitely. So let's fold them up. And that should be enough. The bird ones. I'll save these for later for another journal. So I'll put that over here. And let's include these. So here I want a half page. I got my nails done yesterday. We had a mother-daughter day out. And I got my nails done. So I gotta get used to having them this long. I think the other one will go here. And then let's put a bird here. And one here. Let's do this one here. Now I do need a bag. So hold on, let me go and grab a bag and a doily actually. Forgot that. So I have a doily and I have a bag, and let me cut the end of the bag that's closed. Okay, so let me fold this. Let me see where I want it. I think I want it here. And then the doily, I always like to put the doily in front of a main page. So let's do that. Okay. So now what I do is I will take my cutter board and I'm going to tap down. So all of my pages are down. Okay. Then I grab it, I press on it. I grab my metal ruler, not a wooden one because the blade will cut right through the wooden one. Sorry about my reach. I got my blade here. I line it up with my main page. I'm going to stand up to get good leverage and strength. And I'm going to cut. This gives me the perfect page sizes that I need. Instead of going one by one and cutting it down. Okay, so we got that out. Then I take it, I turn it. I get my ruler and I press in the middle of the signature. And I press and then I hold it. And then I go to the edge of the main page. Because I want all my pages to be the same. I don't like one being longer than the other, you know, outside of the signature. And I'm going to just cut right here. And this is the easiest way that I find you get the pages to all the same size. You got to press that ruler down hard so none of your pages will move. And now I have my signature. See? All the same size. All right, so let's clear this out because we're going to do the cover. All right. Now, I have a file folder. Sorry about that. I hit the camera. The file folder has 3 or 4 scores right there. And to get my rounded spine, you know, my journals are never like a V like that. They're rounded. And that's what I like. So I go ahead and I press on those scores that are already made for you. And I do that to all of them. Okay. Now I go and I have my file folder. Now when I fold it, I make sure that all of the score lines are in the back. And I have none in the front, just the one that folded over. I put my journal. And I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom, like 1/4 of an inch. You probably won't see that, but that's what I'm going to do. And then I want 1/4 of an inch on top. So I have my pencil here. And I'm going to just eyeball 1/4 of an inch. Now, I want a little bit, probably 1/2 inch outside of the journal. I measure where that falls, and it falls almost 5 3/4. So I'm just going to round that to 5 3/4. So I'm going to erase this, round it to 5 3/4. I'm going to go to the back. I don't have to worry about this because I'm going to cut right here. And let's do that now. I already got how tall I want my file folder to be. So I'm just going to cut it. There we go. So here, from this edge of the folder, is 5 3/4. So here where you have your lines, you want to start counting on your last line. Let me make a little line here so you guys can see. That's your last score. I'm going to go 5 3/4 off of that score. Okay, so I have it right there. Let me bring this close so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's no score in the front. The score lines are here. I'm going to go 5 3/4 off of that line. So we are here. See, we start counting off of that outside score, 5 3/4. And I'm going to make my tick right here. Okay, and now I'm going to go and cut this on the lines. Cut that off and cut that off. So now I have my folder, and it's going to be 5 3/4 from the first score line to the edge, and 5 3/4 from this outer corner score line to the edge. Now I always like to reinforce my spine, and don't throw out your packages that you get from the USPS because it's Tyvek, and you can reuse that. Just cut it. So don't go taking it from the post office. Just wait until you get a package, and I'm always getting packages. So I'm going to go and reinforce my spine. You can skip this if you're going to use fabric, but I just feel more confident when I do it this way, that it's not going to rip with use or whatever. I always use my Fabri-Tac. It's my favorite glue. And I'm going to take my little, this is nail polish remover. You normally would put acetone in there and stick your finger. It's from the Dollar Tree, but I found because it's silicone, I can just use it. Peels right off, and I don't get all the glue on my fingers. Okay, so I got that. I'm going to put my little, kind of center it and press. Okay, then I'll just go lift it up a little and just add it to the edge. Just press and press on this side. And that's going to secure my spine really, really good. And fold it, flip it over, and I'm just going to cut off the excess. Okay, so now that I have that, I can move this because I'm not going to be using it anymore. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so I have that. Okay, now I'm going to take my fabric, and I'm going to use this fabric. All right, so if you need to iron it out a little bit, you can. I have this little iron. I just go over it really fast. All right, and now I'm going to put my folder down and cover my it's easier if I do it this way. Hold on, guys, sorry. Got my fabric. Here's my cover. You want, space on either side, and then I just grab it, flip it, and I just fold it over and start gluing. And because I don't like when the glue seeps through the fabric, I make sure that I thin this out with my little silicone thumb thing. Okay, grab my little silicone thumb thing and I just spread it nice, all evenly, but make sure you don't have any globs. And now I'll lay my fabric over that. And if you have one of these guys, that's really good. Mine is all full of glue. Just go over it to get really good adhesion. Okay, and then I go this way. I'm not stingy with my glue. I go through so much glue because I want to make sure that it's nice and adhered, you know. Just go ahead and spread that out nice and thin, but make sure you got good coverage. And then I just lay it down. Make sure you don't get any wrinkles in your fabric, and then go over with your thing here. After that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over. Let me get this off. I'm gonna get this glue off because if not, it'll stick to the fabric. See how it just rolls off? I'm gonna get it in my hand and throw it in the trash. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to cut some of the excess out. I only want about maybe 1.25 inches all around, or 1 inch. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna even it out a bit. And these little strips, you can do ruffles with it, you know, or little tabs for the side of your pages, whatever have you. Okay, and then I want to kind of like on an angle cut to the point there and there. See, so you have that kind of angle. And this is how I get my covers tight. You know, everybody says, how do you get your covers tight? This is what I do. And then at an angle again. And then at an angle here. Okay. So then I start gluing the long side first. Get my little finger thing. Okay. And then nice and tight, you fold it over. Let's do that to the other side. Because I have carpal tunnel I like to use the small one, and then as it keeps going down, I refill it. This bottle is easier for me to handle. I have carpal tunnel on both my hands, and the doctor wants to do surgery, but I'm not ready for that yet, maybe after the holidays. So I try to take care of, you know, whatever shortcut I can get to where I'm not abusing my hands so much. But they get numb and they get tingly, and it's a pain. And then do the same with this side. Fold it over. And then on this side. So as long as you spread your glue, you're not gonna get seepage when you spread your glue really good, to where it's just covered in a very thin layer of glue. Okay, so we got that part. All right, so now what I do for the middle, because I'm gonna have these on the sides. Okay, and the key to it folding nicely instead of like that, to have a curve, don't put any cardstock or anything in the middle. You just want fabric there, and then your cardstock would be here, and then you can add your pocket or whatever, which is what I do. So I have a piece here that I want for the center, so I'm going to go and glue that, and here we go. Got that. I'm gonna spread it out. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to lay it. Make sure it's nice and tacked down. Bring it up to where your glue stopped, and just bring it all the way down. Okay. And lay it down. Perfect. Now when I add these, it's going to be like that, see? So then I go and I cut off the excess, because we're going to stitch all around this cover, you know. So just cut down your excess. Make sure that you don't cut into the file folder. Just make sure that you go right at the edge. All right, so we have that. All right, guys, so we're gonna leave it here, and then the next video is gonna be on adding the ribbon and the inside page and how I decorate the front. All right, so we have our cover made. We have our signature put together. Then we'll add laces and things like that. But for now, part 1 is over. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the link below. All right, and comment section below. Take care.